Greetings, warriors of the pre-apocalypse. I just wanted to clear up two things. One, uh, my definition of the word based and why I use it and how I use it and where it came from, as far as I'm concerned. And what generation am I? Am I a boomer? No. Okay, let's straighten that out first. I am not a boomer. I am Generation X. That came after the boomers. I grew up dumping all my allowance money into arcade machine games. That's right, I had to pay a quarter every time I played a game, which instilled the belief that if I wanted to play a video game, I had to make money, and be useful. I couldn't just sit around the house and play video games. All we had was Atari, and that was pretty pathetic. And then later, the Nintendo and stuff. Okay, so um, boomers didn't grow up with video games. That they were already in their 30s. They didn't want to play the arcade. Then they were already in their 40s before the internet came around. Look, boomers do not appreciate computers. They never did. They hate them. And I know some that never even used them, never even picked them up. They just said fuck it, or they never quite figured out how to organize their files or do simple things because they didn't love it. You have to love a computer because it's constantly evolving. You have to constantly learn new things, and you have to enjoy doing it. And being able to have my own computer was huge. When I was 12, I bought the first one that came along, and I was writing my own video games from the back of Byte magazine. That's how badly I loved video games. Okay, I'm 51 years old, and I guarantee you, I'm a more badass gamer, more hardcore, and dedicated, and love video games more than any of you younger dudes. Okay, um, I'm a veteran in the video game world, man. And I'm still loving them. I'm thinking of starting a character on Chromicraft and tweaking it out, and going around ganking people and making videos about that soon, because I'm really good at finding the weak spots in game mechanics, exploiting them, and just having a good time. Anyway, so also I I had to play D&D when I was at that age to really have fun and use my imagination. I had to think of things and use books. Nowadays, everything's on a computer. It's three-dimensional. It's moving. You're in it. I mean, we couldn't even imagine having something like that when we were that age. So you guys were just born into that, and you don't appreciate it like we do, like Generation X does. So my generation, I just want to say, if you think I'm too old to play video games, the fuck, dude, I deserve more appreciation. And don't ever call me a boomer. We hate boomers more than anybody. We've been dealing with boomers longer than you and putting up with their bullshit, okay? So, um, don't ever call me a boomer. I'm totally into video games. I'm more like, the newer generations. I would rather adapt to being in a world where I love Nightcore. That shit just came out. It's anything new. Whenever it comes out, I'm on it, man. That's how I am. I don't consider myself ever getting old. I'll never act like an old boomer, you know, asshole. They listen to the same fucking music over and over. Like, their music died in the 70s and 80s. Boomers don't have anything new. Anyway, uh, bass. Let's talk about that. Okay, when I first heard that word being used like it is now, it was because there, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when Trump first came into office, there was a bunch of riots, and Antifa was getting really bad. They were tearing down statues and stuff, and people were standing up. And in North Carolina, these people were defending this beautiful statue of a Confederate, their Confederate history, which you can't change your fucking history. It is what it is, and that's where we came from, good or bad. And you can't just tear it down. It's anyway. So these people were standing up there, and back then Antifa, they were just people hired off of Craigslist. They were just getting going. They didn't have any full gear like they do now. They weren't all dressed in black. They were just a bunch of thugs, a small group of thugs. And this one man from defending the statue on the conservative side, of whatever you want to call it, these are just Americans that are trying to preserve their heritage, and true patriots. This patriot with huge big dick energy, this Giga Chad motherfucker, he made a shield. He was ready. He made a little wooden shield like Captain America, and he had a wooden stick. And I guess that's not considered a weapon unless, of course, you have a lead metal rod inside that stick, which later they found out he did, and he went to jail for assault and battery for I think a year, but he already had some prior convictions. This guy was a pissed off individual, and he was carrying a lead weighted wooden stick and beating the shit out of these fuckers, beating them all back. This one dude with a shield was beating them all back, and he saved this statue. And that's when the media freaked out and started, attacking conservatives, and it was all meant to be, but it blew up in their face because instead of creating a terrorist or turning patriots into terrorists, they created a hero, and they started calling him the based stickman. And I thought, damn, that sounds cool as shit. What does based mean? And I looked up Urban Dictionary what based means, okay? So why don't you do that? It's probably changing a little bit all the time. But, based, of course, can mean many things if you look it up in the dictionary. As an adjective, if I was to describe myself, I would say I'm based in the sense that I have a base of operations, this car, okay? Right now, it's going to be my boat. My boat, I actually have a huge, beautiful boat, which I'm trying to turn into my base of operations on the water. But it's in Canada, and I'm on a mission to get it right now. But anyway, for right now, this mission, while I'm on my mission, I have a nice convertible sports car. It's pretty fucking badass. And I have, all the gear I need. So, yeah. Anyway. And I'm also based in the popular sense of the word now because I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about my opinion. I don't care if the CIA and the deep state come after me because they're not going to catch me. I'm military. I know how to. Right now, I'm a gray man. And I understand gray man tactics. I know how to disappear in plain sight, like a ninja, like a Jedi master. And if you think I'm joking about being a Jedi, I take Star Wars a little bit too spiritually, I guess you could say. But as a human being, you can train your mind or train anybody's mind to believe anything if you say it over and over. And since all we're given is religion, I would rather take what I was given in the fictional world that is clearly fiction. And I believe it comes from the Tao. And it was never really explained in Star Wars, which allowed us to come up with our own explanation. That's why I hate the midichlorian explanation. I don't believe in all the midichlorian. I mean, I don't appreciate the fact that they said that because that's all stupid fucking fictional horse shit, just like religion, basically. I have my own belief on what the Force is. And to me, it is a power that I actually have. I guess I could get into it a little bit. I believe there's a lyric in the song "The Battle of Evermore" from Led Zeppelin. It goes, "The sky is filled with good and bad that mortals never know." And I believe that's a good way to look at it. Like, you can't see the angels and the demons, but there's a battle going on around us, and they can see our world, and they're trying to manipulate the physical world. Demons get into low vibration people that are easily led by their emotions, and the people who can have inner dialogue and think about things all day block that out. And I don't think demons can talk to people. I think the CIA can use your head like a radio and drive you crazy and send broadcasts to you, but I don't have any problem like that. But there are schizos that I've met that actually have told me they hear things and stuff like that, and it just seems like they're normal people who are telling the truth. Anyway, I know that you can get a radio signal in a filling. Uh, so why not be able to turn your head into a radio if they have the technology? They could pull up next to somebody in a SUV and point some type of you know radio broadcast device at somebody and probably ping their head if they want to, and talk to them and say, "Hey, this is God. Do this. Kill that person." You know. There's the Project Mockingbird, is it, where the CIA was caught, using people like the guy who they set up to kill Kennedy. He didn't actually kill Kennedy, but they pinned it on him and then they killed him, so he couldn't go to court. And people like that are just pawns. And anyway, this is 50, 60, 70 years later, and the technology has just gotten better, and so there's no telling what they can do. But there's a lot of us, and there's only a few of them. And them, I say it's the deep state. The best way to describe the deep state, or the secret government, or the shadow government, is to watch a video that came out on NPR, National Public Radio. It was on television by one of the most respected journalists ever, Bill Moyer, and it's called a Nation in Crisis: The Shadow Government. And it's a long, beautiful, detailed explanation of what the deep state is and when it was created, and it explains how it's a self-perpetuated organization. In other words, they fund themselves, so they don't ask anybody for money. And they do what they want, and nobody can tell them what to do, and they have no oversight. Not even the president can tell these people what to do. If they wanted to kill a president, they could. So that's a reality, okay? And it's my belief that they control the media. I mean, they've been caught doing that since the beginning. And when I say control the media, I mean they when somebody becomes famous now on the internet, they probably approach them and try to make them join some type of media management company and sign a contract so that they can control these people. And they also probably try to create their own personalities. Like, I think a good example is this streamer called Ninja. Okay? What a fucking lame ass name. Who would call themselves Ninja? I mean, a real gamer, I can tell you right away, would not. That's just lame. And to even be able to get that name would be hard. And what they do is these media management companies have thousands and thousands of bots or fake accounts. And so they can easily prop somebody up with all these fake likes and comments, and they can dump a few $1,000,000 in donations, 1,000 at a time, to make this guy look like he's so awesome. Wow, and then he acts like, "Oh, thanks, man, that's so cool." But every day he wakes up and he gets paid a paycheck. That's why when these people become millionaires, it's like, why are they still doing it? Why are they still miserable and getting more and more miserable? Because they know that they're worth millions, but they also know that they signed a contract and they can't get out of it. And so they have to sit there and make, you know, a measly $100,000 a year, or $100,000 a month, when their personality is making worth like $12 million. You know what I'm saying? They're not even worth. They may be worth $1 million in 10 years or something like that, or 5 years, but their personality is worth almost a billion. Like PewDiePie, he's probably his image probably like a billionaire. But anyway, so okay, I'm shaking that off. I'm shaking it off. All right, so I just wanted to talk about based. Why I think, how I use the word based. It's it's an opinion that I'm not worried about saying. Nothing's gonna make me stop saying it. If I think for myself and I speak what I think, and I'm really good at figuring things out. So I'm not just like some typical gamer. Um, you know, they say the more you learn, the more you need to have fun too, or you'll go crazy. And it's true. The more stuff I learn, the easier it is to become bored and burned out. So I have to play video games. I have to own noobs. I have to find new music all the time. Um, and I have to constantly be working on a project. I can't believe I've been working on the McConnell video for the last 2 months now. Of course, I've had a lot of real life stuff going on, moving to Buffalo and getting settled here. But wow, it's like I've been trying to rewrite this script that is about 20 paragraphs long, and I keep adding things and taking things out and moving things around and starting from the top and rereading it. God, for a month there, I couldn't get past the first 5 paragraphs. It was just, I don't, oh, wow. So I get to about halfway down before I'm just tired of because I want this to be really good. I mean, um, this may be read by Asmongold, so this could be, you know, really important. Plus, it's a segment that I'm putting into a larger show, and I've been working on that too. I have a really, really badass show. It's gonna be called Bunker 8. No, it's gonna be called The Based Show. I changed the name to The Based Show. How's that? And you are gonna be in Bunker 8, and you're gonna receive transmissions from Agent X and all these other agents. And you're just gonna be chilling in the bunker, and there's gonna be all kinds of stuff. You can look around. Eventually, I'm gonna make that into a 360 video, so you can look all around, watch things on the monitors, or just watch the cat or the fire or whatever. Anyway, that's the updates, and I hope I taught you something about the based stickman, my hero. Peace.